Barry Tramel, and it was an interesting opening week in the Big 12 Conference football season. With apologies to my friend Jenni Jayhawk, Kansas led the list.
Well, a loss to North Dakota State probably should put them there, but there were some teams that played well, and that was a big surprise to me. From the Opopka Studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenni Carlson. Barry, the shocking loss definitely was Kansas.
Well, I mean, you can't go losing to a 1AA team. You can't go losing to a 1AA team that was 3-8 last year. Now, I will say this. We talked about former, Turner Gill making his debut in Lawrence, and how would he do? Well, a former Nebraska assistant did win on Saturday in Lawrence. It was Craig Bowl, the coach of the North Dakota State's, former Osborne and Frank Solich lieutenant. So 6-3, what a miserable game. I feel bad because I have nothing against Turner Gill and old pal Chuck Long, such a good guy and a good coach for the Sooners those years in Norman. But that was a miserable start to the Turner Gill era, and Turner
Making
ill.
People ill.
Yeah, Turner ill is right. Here's the deal. Kansas might have needed to fire Mark Mangino. Maybe some of his treatment of players deserved his pink slip. But the football has taken a hit.
No doubt about it. But I tell you what, in the North, it wasn't all bad news. To me, there were some surprises in some teams that won and how they won. I thought Nebraska, now granted, these were all games against teams that maybe aren't the greatest, but Nebraska scored 49 points, which they needed like 3 or 4 weeks to score 49 points, regardless of who they were playing a year ago. So it looks like maybe the Nebraska offense is maybe better than we thought they might be, or better than I thought they were going to be. Colorado beating Colorado State handily, to me, was a surprise. Colorado State, maybe they're not as good as they have been in years past, but still a Colorado team that everybody expects to be with a new coach by this time next year. Here they are winning a rivalry game impressively. To me, that's an interesting turn. And then K-State. I think K-State beating UCLA, that was pretty significant. K-State was on the ropes last year, had a chance to go to a bowl game, lost their last 2, didn't make it. Maybe this is a sign that Bill Snyder has started to turn this program. I thought those were 3 pretty impressive, surprising victories.
Well, in this era of nobody playing hardly anybody, it was great for the Big 12 for Missouri to beat Illinois, struggled to do it, but beat a Big 10 team, and then for Kansas State to beat UCLA. Bill Snyder, go rethink your position of not playing anybody. This was a great day for K-State to beat a decent program like UCLA, a name program like UCLA. Does so much more for your program than 1,000 wins over North Texas and Northern Iowa. So you're right. Kansas State, I tell you, hard to imagine a better day in the history of being a Kansas State football fan. You beat UCLA, and the Jayhawks lose to North Dakota State.
Maybe next year's schedule, K-State will include North Dakota State. Stick it in Kansas' face a little bit more. Now, I'm not saying that Kansas loss wasn't bad. I thought Kansas they were going to be on the fence to maybe make a bowl. Now, I mean, to me, this opens up a can of worms that could be really disastrous. I think Turner Gill is a good head coach. I don't think there's any doubt that he's a good head coach. He did some great things at Buffalo, which, it's hard to win in Buffalo. It's hard to win at the university there. So I think he's got a chance to be good at Kansas. But if this is any sign of what they're going to be like this year, new quarterback, new coaching staff, it could be a long year in Lawrence, especially when it looks like some of these other North teams are maybe a little bit better than we thought. Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.